Good morning. Oh, let me turn this around. We got to get this right, don't we? There we go. Here we go. Good morning. So I'm standing on this corner and I'm going to do a little panoramic view because it doesn't look exactly like it did when I spent a lot of my life here. This is now a gift shop. I'm standing in front of it. It used to be called the Lido Restaurant. My mom ran this restaurant with my father. And 5 days before I turned 6 years old, my father passed away in this restaurant. But you'd think that that would be a deterrent to me, and I'm very thankful how I turned out. Like, there's a big truck turning here. So you think that that might be a bad thing, which it is, to lose a parent. But I was blessed that the community I was part of helped me to grow in a great way. So I'm about ready to take a walk down Main Street, which we could never do this during Bike Week. It's the epicenter of Bike Week. Hundreds of thousands of bikers are here. And I remember being a child, as I would walk up this street, or I'd look out from the restaurant, because my mom wouldn't let me walk that. Every inch of it was filled with bikes, Harleys on each side of it. It's pretty much the same now, but it has a little different texture to it now when you're here. But I wanted to come here and I wanted to walk with you, and I want to walk down, as I did many times. I'm going to take you to a place where my personality probably was founded, people tell me, because I used to love, my mom would call the guy that owned the newsstand that was right here, and he would come cross me this street, and then he would take me over to this is A1A, and he would cross me across A1A, and I would go down to the boardwalk, and I would go see all my aunts and uncles down there that had businesses. Now, were they really my aunts and uncles? I didn't know that. They weren't. They were called our aunts and uncles out of respect, because that's what you did when you were a young Greek kid. Everybody was your cousin. Everybody was your aunt and uncle. So I would go down here. I remember being a teenager. If I would go on a date, I would always come down to the boardwalk because it was a place to be. And I would walk down there and I would introduce my date to all my aunts and uncles, and I would get free hot dogs, free ice cream, free rides on the amusement center with Mike Forrest rides down here. The center of the boardwalk was the Ferris wheel. And so I'm going to show you in a minute. I'm going to flip my camera here. Oops. So I grew up right next door to the Allman Brothers, and I'm walking right now towards, with them, of course, cleaning the road down here with an air blower. They couldn't have done that at 7 o'clock in the morning. I had to do it at 7:45. As a kid, I was amazed to stand in front of and work in my Uncle Zeno's candy shop right here, and there would be taffy being pulled every day there. Let me keep walking down here. I want to show you back to the thought of the Allman Brothers. Well, here's one of the first places the Allman Brothers ever performed when they were starting to make it big. Don't you know, I got this big old lawnmower coming around the corner. Jeez Louise. So let me come down here. There's our man making the noise. That is the Daytona Beach Pier. That's where the Allman Brothers, the Night Crawlers, all these big groups in the 70s used to come and perform. Let me walk a little bit and get out of the way. Here's the Mardi Gras, where my best man, when I got married, his family owned it. Boy, I chose bad timing for the sound. beautiful beach view. And I came to walk and get on the beach this morning, Jim and Ariel and Kristen, so I could get in touch with those good negative ions I need. So let me get away from these guys with those blowers, get on this beach and tell you a little bit about my message today. So, you know, I've talked a while, as we've talked through, I have to take my shoes off here, get those good negative ions in me. Nice, relaxing. Wouldn't it be nice to go jump in there? Everybody don't worry, I'm not jumping in the water today because I was trying to get some. I really had planned on taking a dive in the water today because I love the beach water. It's a little cool, it's very refreshing. Hold please. Hey, did you notice that I'm wearing orange? Look, I got my orange and blue shoes. I got my orange on my britches. I got it all working there, Ariel. Making sure I get that pleasure working so the chakras get balanced. All right, now let me get back to my mug here. So, you know, I've talked quite a bit to you guys and my thoughts because my focus was to be on our spiritual side and to be comfortable with building up how comfortable we are about our thoughts and what we talk about. So, you know, I've said all along, from one of the very first, I made a quote, and maybe now it'll ring a little clearer if you heard Phil talk, that, you know, prayer and meditation is certainly a part of a healthy lifestyle. You know, we have strong, pure, happy thoughts. We build up your body in vigor and gratefulness. And we've talked about the body being this delicate instrument that really responds to what we think about, what we talk about, and that. So I have a couple thoughts today. The first one is I want to conclude and sort of review yesterday on the power of the atom. You know, we talked about it, and we talked about we didn't realize how much power we could get out of the atom until we had actually smashed it. And then we learned that there was great power in it. The second lesson I want to take away from yesterday in the atom was that small things, the little things do matter to make big things happen in our lives. And now the final thing that I wanted to let you know about on the atom was that when we're getting crushed, when we're in that critical situation, we feel the stress on us, we're that atom. Have you thought that when you're under these hard, critical times, that's when we're going to make our changes, our greatest changes? That's the time that we're going to go and we're going to be the greatest we've ever been. Well, we're in those times. We're the atom. We're ready to explode with energy and power and to come out of this. I want to say, hey, Travis Rowland, great season at Flagler Palm Coast, great football coach. Had the pleasure of training Travis when he was going up to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Great guy. Travis, I love you, man, for all you do in our community. So that's the first thought of the day, is the power of the atom. The second one is I had an experience yesterday that all these things we talk about, Heather and myself and Kristen, and all these things we do to balance ourselves and get in our journal and have gratitude, it's about our why. Why are we doing this? So I have a Parkinson's patient that I train, and we've had now coming on 4.5, 5 years. He's done very well fighting back the Parkinson's by eating good things. Wow, look at this big old fat seagull. Oh my God, this guy is not on our program. This seagull right here must be about 6 pounds, he looks like. Holy, I don't know if you can tell how big that boy is. Oh my, and he ain't scared. He ain't walking away from me. So I'm training him on Monday when we were training, and he didn't have a great workout. And I know he was very discouraged about that he didn't have a great workout. And so the other day he came in yesterday, Wednesday, for his workout. And I mean, he crushed the workout. It was a different guy. He was focused. And I said, man, Dave, it must have been an outlier the other day that you had that bad workout the other day. And he looks at me and he says, I did it for Rose. Now, who's Rosie? Rosie was his wife of over 50 years. She recently passed away, and it's been a tough time for him. But that day, he decided to come in and focus himself. And he had his why. And I think that enough of us do not do our due diligence. I sound like Tony there when Tony puts all those things. We do not do our due diligence to get to our why. And all these things we do, the meditations we do, the journaling we do, the gratitude we do, the balancing ourselves during meditation, the going and getting the negative ions like I'm doing right now on the beach. That's so you can get to the truth, to the base of your why. So let's think today as we start to work on our creative tension and we look at that future memory. What's the why we want? And that's the final thing I want to talk about is our why. Making sure we understand why the Bible says to pray unceasingly. Why the more we organize and put our practice together of how we are going to do our meditation. We don't do it just randomly. We do it and we say, you know what? Here's my purpose for today. I'm going to be purposeful in my thoughts, in my writings, in my process. Because the more we write those things, the more we commit them to our subconscious, and the more we put them, that guy just ran over my shoes. Look at that. The more, look, get a license plate on that truck. You just ran over my shoes there. So the more we put those things into writing, they go to our subconscious. And now it allows us in our busy days, in our busy schedule, to continue to think the good thoughts, the good vibrations, the meaningfulness of life, the gratitude of life, so that we have power, we have energy, we have vigor, and we have health. So once again, as I do, you know, I got away from my theme for a minute there too, is that when I started the week, I told you it was Bright Week. It's the week after Easter for us as Greek Orthodox faith. It was Bright Week, and every day I've had, yesterday was Wonderful Wednesday, which turned into Wake Up Wednesday. Today's Tremendous Thursday. Let's do those little things. Let's embrace the power of the atom. We are being crushed to a degree, but we're squeezing out. And we're going to come out with more power, more energy. And you know what? That little garage band and became the Allman Brothers. Big stage. They formed where you see that building behind me in the back there. Before they built that, there was a little. They played my 8th grade football banquet. Was the Allman Brothers. Look where they went in life. Although some bad things were thought in their thought process, I imagined. Maybe they didn't. They put a little toxicity into their body. Hey, we're in the 55 days of the best you could ever be. God bless all of you. Do the little things. Harness the atom power within you. No letting the day get you down. Put those positive thoughts and energy. God bless and have a great day.